Hello, you guys. I wanted to give you a little bit more instruction on your drawings and what those should look like and how you're studying the tissues. So I'm going to take the very first one of those, which is it is the simple columnar epithelial tissue. So if it's an epithelial tissue, it's a liner. It lines something. And if it's simple, it means it's only one layer of cells. So let's see how that would look. So if we had one layer of cells and these cells are columnar, then they're sort of going to look taller than they are wide. Okay, so this is me drawing those cells, and then I would see that they have a nucleus, and the nucleus is sometimes in different places, depending on the slice of that, and these are the different nuclei. And so we're asking you to do about 10 to 15 cells, so this would be 5. We'd want a few more of those cells there. And then there's some structures that we want you to include, and I know that one of them is a goblet cell. So this kind of liner is in the intestine, and we want to keep that full of mucus so that things are flowing in there. And a goblet cell would look something like this. It would have something like, it'd be wet like this, and then maybe it would be releasing some mucus into there, and then there'd be another cell right here, right? And then this would continue on. Let's make another one. So this one then, I'm going to make it orange. That's going to be my goblet cell, and I'm going to label it. Okay, now the other things that we ask you to label are, what is the cell nucleus in these cells here? So I would have a line that says, okay, here's the nucleus. And we're also asking you, where's the cytoplasm of these cells? So nucleus is right on there. And then let's do it like this, would be cytoplasm. And the cell membrane. So cell membrane, I would have my guideline right on the membrane. And that would be my cell membrane. And this is my columnar cell, and this is my goblet cell. And that is an example of my simple columnar epithelium. Okay? So you're going to be looking at diagrams that allow you to see what that looks like. So your book has some great ones, and also Connect has some really nice drawings. So you're going to be able to look at those. And through that, do your drawings. Let's do one more. Let's do the second one. I won't do them all, but I'll do a couple for you to get the feel of this. I'm just going to erase this just to give myself a little more space on my mini whiteboard here. So the next one would be simple cuboidal epithelial tissue. Okay, so it's simple again. It's one layer, and this time they don't look longer. They look more like cubes. So this is my cubes for the nucleus, and I'm going to make it as if, this is how we're seeing it most of the time, because they are actually surrounding some sort of tubule, something, for example, that is taking sweat from a deep gland into the surface, and it's going to have this little tube that is made up of cells, and this is what it looks like it'd be like a toilet paper roll. Let's make it longer, and you seeing through it, and these are all the other cells. But because it's one-dimensional only, then this is what you're seeing. And then maybe you'll see another set of these like this around here. Again, of cuboidal cells that are epithelial tissue, because it's a liner. So there, we want around 16 cells, because that way you get a view of it. If you were to just do one, you'd kind of lose sight of what does the tissue look like. That's why we want you to do more. For this particular one, it's asking me a cuboidal cell. So I would show one. The nucleus of the cell. So again, that would be the nucleus of my cuboidal cell. The cytoplasm, the same as the ones above, and the cell membrane. And then, of course, so I'm not going to repeat that because that's the same. But then you're going to have to say, what is the location of this? And you'll need to know at least one location. What is the location and what is the function? What is one function of this tissue? Okay, so that's kind of how you're drawing them. Sometimes there's a lot of stuff around them that are a distraction. So you want to be able to focus on the actual cells that we're asking you to draw. So for this week then you still have the stratified squamous, and then you have the muscle cells. So you'll have to do those. But I just want to give you that little intro so that you get a better idea of what it is you're drawing. I want you to do it also on non-lined paper. And if you want to color them, that's great, because it's going to show the darker nucleus and the pink cells mostly. If you don't want to color them, that's fine too. Just be as precise as you know how. And it's a tool for you to study so that later on when I show you one of these, you're going to say, I know what that is. Okay, that's a simple columnar epithelium. Okay, that's where you need to get to. Recognizing all these tissues and knowing where they're found and what is their function. Okay, good, thanks.